last year's Mining Indaba made a significant impact on South Africa's economy after 2 years of a lockdown. That's according to the Mining Indaba's report for 2022. Well, let's get more on the contribution of this sector to the finances, not just the business aspect, but also government coffers. Ntokozo Khumalo is our reporter on this particular story. Ntokozo, good morning to you. So, how much do these events really contribute to the greater economy of the country and, I suppose, the host city itself?
Good morning, Koli. Well, certainly the investing in African mining Indaba has made significant contributions, not just to the mining industry, but also the South African economy, contributing about over 150 million rand to GDP last year, creating about 200 full-time jobs. And we've obviously now had the official opening ceremony earlier on today where, Minister Gwede Mantashe also highlighted on the contributions that Indaba and other conferences such as these actually make to the South African economy. And to help me unpack a little bit more, I'm now joined by Frans Banelo, who is the Investing in African Mining Indaba Chair of the Advisory Board. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Now, last year you did release a report pointing out some of the contributions that the Mining Indaba makes to the greater economy, but also specifically in Cape Town. Could you unpack that for us a little bit?
Good morning, and thanks for having me. 2023 Mining Indaba has registered 8,439 delegates. We know for a fact that over and above the registered delegates, there's about 5,000 of people who come around Cape Town to interact with investors, potential investors, suppliers of the mining industry. Therefore, the economic contribution is so huge, not only limited to Cape Town, in terms of accommodation, in terms of transport, all sorts of things, including tourism. As we know that about 25% of those who participated stay longer, and then about 35% do come back just for their personal holiday. So it is a boost to the economy, which desperately boost is required in African countries.
France, so boosting other sectors of the economy such as tourism, but obviously load shedding being a huge headwind for South Africa and events like this. How were you able to navigate to ensure that we have a successful couple of days where those discussions and those deals can be made comfortably without load shedding being too much of an issue?
We can't raise our hands and stop life because of load shedding, and therefore life has to continue. There are backup plans. When there's load shedding, the backup plans kick in so to ensure that there is power throughout. So no amount of load shedding will disrupt this conference today until the last day on Thursday.
And a lot of criticism, France, around events such as these is that it becomes almost a talking point for the elite in the industry. What are we doing differently at the Mining Indaba this year to also include, community stakeholders and so on within the mining industry so that we really bring out innovative solutions that are inclusive of everyone that is participating in the mining industry?
Few years I used to toy outside the Mining Indaba, wearing my previous life hat. And once I was recruited inside, we tried to change how Mining Indaba operate to an extent that labor is invited, communities are invited to participate right inside the Mining Indaba, and their views are actually taken into account. There's a session talking about sustainability, right, which brings communities. There's a session about intergovernmental, where you bring ministers and communities together. That's not enough. We still to do more, because personally, I'm not happy about the extent of consultation which happen in communities. Hence, we have these conflict where there's potential mining or blasting, and we have made a call. Can we step up and improve our consultation steps?
And just going back to the contributions to the economy, talk us through a little bit around the employment that is created through the Mining Indaba. I know in the reports last year you pointed out that obviously it did create a lot of seasonal jobs, but also 200 full-time jobs. Are you focusing on that as well going forward, that the Mining Indaba becomes a real employer in South Africa?
We do focus on that, the impact, as you have just alluded. There is a proper analysis of the impact of Mining Indaba. You would notice that whatever we use, be it bags, be it notebooks or pens, are produced in South Africa. So we start by creating jobs in the preparatory stage. People who set up the exhibitions and so on come from South Africa. So it's not only on the days or a few days of the event, but before and after. So there will be sustainable jobs, there will be those seasonal jobs.
Frans, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Of course, that was Frans Banele, who is the Investing in African Mining Indaba chair of the advisory board, talking about that this year what the Mining Indaba is doing differently is being more inclusive, driving the issue of sustainability forward. And the sessions are now open and the exhibition is open. So we will be hearing what those global mining leaders and delegates have to say over the next couple of days.
Ntokozo Khumalo, our business reporter, thank you very much. Live for us at the Mining Indaba in Cape Town.